Today, I will sign a series of historic executive orders. With these actions, we will begin the complete restoration of America and the revolution of common sense. It's all about common sense.
This next order relates to the definition of birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment of the United States.
Yeah, that's a good one. Birthright. That's a big one.
What about that one in the course? That one is like...
The one thing that we have consistently heard President Trump say.
Can do that with an executive order.
So we're going to sign executive orders, and I'll also sign an executive order to immediately end federal government censorship.
Executive orders, often shrouded in both power and controversy, are one of the most impactful tools at the disposal of the U.S. president. But what exactly are they, and how do they work? Let's dive in to understand their role in shaping American governance. At their core, basically, executive orders are written directives issued by the president to federal government agencies. They serve as instructions on how the president wants the federal government to function, from mundane tasks like giving federal employees an extra holiday to pivotal policy shifts like managing artificial intelligence regulations. These orders can have sweeping implications. Unlike laws passed by Congress, executive orders don't require legislative approval. Instead, their authority comes directly from Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution, which vests executive power in the president. On his first day in office as the 47th U.S. president, Trump has already signed a slew of executive orders aimed at undoing many of the policies implemented by the Biden administration. The signing ceremony took place during a public event in Washington, where Trump was presented with a stack of documents that he signed one by one. In February 1942, Roosevelt signed Executive Order 9066, which authorized the forced relocation and internment of approximately 120,000 Japanese Americans. This decision was made in the context of wartime fear and perceived threats to national security following the attack on Pearl Harbor. Presidents often turn to executive orders when swift action is needed or when Congress is slow to act. In other cases, executive orders are used to reverse policies from a predecessor. For instance, on his first day in office in 2021, President Joe Biden signed an order to rejoin the Paris Climate Agreement, reversing Donald Trump's decision to leave it. The executive orders signed by Trump on day one cover a wide range of topics, including the rescission of 78 Biden-era executive actions, which effectively reverses many of the policies put in place by the previous administration.
So we're going to sign executive orders. First, I'll revoke nearly 80 destructive and radical executive actions of the previous administration, one of the worst administrations in history, maybe not one of them.
However, not all executive orders are reactive. They're also proactive tools to address emerging issues, such as regulating new technologies or responding to public health emergencies. While powerful, executive orders aren't absolute. They must operate within the confines of existing laws. If an order oversteps legal boundaries, it can be challenged in court. For example, Obama's healthcare-related orders and Trump's travel ban faced significant legal pushback. Congress also has the power to override an executive order by passing a new law. However, this process is complex, as the president holds veto power over such legislation. Executive orders often spark heated political debates because they bypass the legislative process. Critics argue this concentration of power undermines the democratic principle of checks and balances. Consider Trump's travel ban on certain majority Muslim countries during his last term, hailed by supporters as a security measure and condemned by opponents as discriminatory. Such controversies underscore why executive orders remain a lightning rod in American politics. Some presidents have wielded this tool more than others. Franklin D. Roosevelt signed a staggering 3,721 orders during his 12 years in office. Comparatively, presidents like Trump and Biden have issued fewer, 220 and 160 orders, respectively, in their first terms. In the hands of the president, an executive order is a powerful and sometimes contentious tool. While its authority is grounded in the Constitution, its use often reveals the intricate balance and occasional tension between executive power and democratic oversight. For more news and updates, keep watching Live Mint.